Hello everyone, I am so glad you are here. Thank you for joining me today, and today we are going to be talking about how to use Spaceflight Simulator so that you can build your own rockets and make big projects like me. So let's start off by hitting that play button. You'll see a list of worlds. So here I've already created one, but you can create your own custom worlds, and here you can have big projects with big rockets that you can keep on these worlds. So for the unbought version, you'll have 4 worlds available. You can also give them custom names too, but for now let's just go to my pre-made world. So here you'll see the building area for your rocket, and here you'll have a limited space, and you'll see on the side there are parts for your rocket that you can use. So there are engines, there's also fuel tanks, which are those big white blocks, and then there's also capsules for control and other accessories like solar panels and rover wheels, but we'll get into those into a later video. For now, let's put down our first engine. So this engine is the biggest engine of the unbought version of Spaceflight Simulator. This is usually used to leave the atmosphere of Earth, and here we have a small fuel tank, and you just attach it to the engine, and you can add more fuel tanks to add more fuel, but it will make the rocket heavier, so make sure you account for that. You also need to have a capsule to control the rocket, or else the rocket will not be able to move. Same with a probe will work as well. Doesn't really matter as long as you have one of them attached to the rocket. You can also add solar panels. For now they don't do anything, but they will update the game so that electricity does work. And you can also add RCS thrusters, which are the tiny little thrusters. They help with docking in space and in orbit, and to do fine maneuvering. There's also landing legs to land on the moon and other planets in the solar system. Very, very useful. Now if we go back to basics, we can add some more things to our rocket. Let's see here. Let's add some tiny boosters along the side. And you can see here on the bottom left there's a mirror option. So that's very good because you want your rocket to be nice and symmetrical so that it doesn't veer off when it is going through the atmosphere. Add some solar panels just for fun. Aerodynamics, here are some arrows that you can use and nose cones that are very helpful that you can use. But remember, you will need a control, so we'll swap out that white nose cone for a capsule. And we'll add a little parachute. Parachutes are very useful for landing on planets with thick atmospheres to lower your velocity for a nice soft landing. Those are also a different type of parachute, very aerodynamic, that you can put on the side of your fuel tanks if needed. But let's take it out for a spin. So let's start off with a small hover test for the rocket. We'll turn the engine on by tapping it. And you can see on the bottom right, that's our throttle. So you can change the speed of your rocket, and right there, and you can tap the on and off button to turn on the engines or turn them off. So we'll turn them on and do a small hover test. We won't go all the way yet. So you see on the top there's an arrow that will be moving up and down. That's going to show the direction that you're going in. So you can see here we're going a little bit to the left, but we want to keep it in the middle for a nice hover. And then we'll go to full speed very shortly. There we go. So you always want your rockets to start off at 100% speed to get the max amount of velocity. And on the bottom you can see the 2 arrows. Those are used to turn the rocket, and that's very useful to get into orbit around the Earth. So we'll just get up into the higher atmosphere and into space. It may take a little while depending on how much thrust you have. And here you can see on the map the arc. So if I turn off my engines, our rocket will actually follow that line, and basically it just shows the where our rocket will go, and it can change depending on velocity and stuff. So we want that line to reach the edge or outside of that grayish area, that's the Earth's atmosphere, and that black part is space, where it will enter a zero gravity environment. So that seems good enough. The art shouldn't change too much, but keep it like that, and we'll just wait a little. So at around 25 kilometers away from the Earth's surface, you can time lapse. So because space travel is very time consuming, so you can time warp to speed up time using the top right arrows. And once we reach the apogee, which is the farthest point, or the highest point in spaceflight, we'll turn on our rockets just to go a little further into space. And as you can see, we're horizontal with Earth's surface. Sorry. And we'll put up the solar panels because why not? They look pretty cool. And right now, this in real Spaceflight Simulator, if you wanted to get into orbit, you'd continue with the burn, and you'd wait till that arc turns into a circle. But for now, I'll just go back into the Earth's atmosphere. We'll see if we can do a landing. So I'm using my thrusters now to shorten that arc and slow our speed, which you can see on the top right, the velocity. And we're going to use our solar panels to actually, as basically air brakes, to slow down the rocket using the air, kind of like a parachute, but this would not be a thing used for real life. It would tear the solar panels off, but in Spaceflight Simulator, anything's possible. So let's see. We're not very aerodynamic, as you can see, but we'll tumble through the atmosphere and see what happens. So now that we are getting close to the surface, we will, let's see what happens. We're gonna undeploy our solar panels, and let's see. So at around 2,500 meters, you can deploy your parachute, which we have just done. But you also have to be below 250 meters a second for velocity. So here we'll also deploy our solar panels to lower our airspeed, and right now the parachute, it looks like it's only half deployed, which it is, and at 200 meters it will fully deploy and then will really slow down. But this rocket is very heavy, and one parachute is mainly only used for a capsule and not a whole ship, so this may not be a very soft landing. But yeah, we'll see. As you can see, we're out of fuel, but soft landing, and there you go. There you go. Little explosion. But mainly you want to aim for a velocity below 8 meters per second for a landing with no explosions, unless, you know, you're into explosions yourself. Then who am I to judge? But yeah, there you go. And here you can go to revert to launch and revert to build if you want to modify your rocket or redo the launch. Here we'll just go back to launch, and it'll take you right back. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I really put a lot of effort into these, and please leave a comment. Don't be shy for any suggestions on any types of videos that you want. Was this tutorial helpful? And I don't know. I want to connect with you guys. I want to see what you guys like to see on the channel, and so please consider leaving a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. It'd be great if we could get to 50 subscribers. And yeah, just have a great day. Bye, everyone.